Aight, so on December 7th, 1941, the Japanese First Air Fleet left Japan for Oahu, Hawaii, which was still a territory of the US at the time. Around 7:55 a.m., Japanese planes began bombing Pearl Harbor off-rip, where many American battleships and planes was located. Damn, these Japanese Wiggers was going hard as hell. The Japanese cited the US failure to lift economic sanctions as the reason for the attack. 20 naval ships and 300 planes were destroyed, and more than 2 bands of crew members was killed. On December 8th, the US declares war on Japan, and on December 11th, Italy and Germany declare war on the US, dragging the US into World War II. Now, some critics of the mainstream narrative claim that Roosevelt and some members of his inner circle knew of the impending attack and chose to let it happen so the US could formally join the war with what looked like to the public a good reason. According to these critics, on June 23, 1941, Interior Secretary Aight wrote in a memo to Roosevelt, "There will never be a good time to stop the shipment of oil to Japan as we now have. There might develop from embargoing of oil such a situation as would make it not only possible but easy to get into this war in an effective way. And if we should thus indirectly be brought in, we would avoid the criticism that we would have gone in as an ally of communistic Russia." Roosevelt also ordered the US fleet to move to Pearl Harbor instead of the West Coast, where it could be more fortified and not open to ambush. The harbor had a 360-degree angle of attack, with the ships docked close together, which made a perfect target for planes dropping bombs. Roosevelt's reasoning was that putting the American fleet in Pearl Harbor would deter the Japanese from attacking, but it seems like this was capped. In his book Day of Deceit, The Truth About FDR and Pearl Harbor, Robert Stennett talks about documents obtained through the Freedom of Information Act that Washington was not only deciphering Japanese diplomatic messages, but also naval dispatches. So basically, if these sources is true, President Roosevelt and his Secretary of State knew about the impending attack and let it continue. Now, you need to make up your own mind on this, but I think we can all agree this whole event was some beat ass shit.